Today we're doing a true love spread, right? Specifically this true love spread, Make My Soul Sing spread from the Oracle of the Mermaid's Guidebook. This is Weirdo Haven, a safe place for weirdos where we do things a little bit different here. So definitely wait till the numbers pop up so you know which pile is associated with which number. If you need stones to help you pick a little better, here they are. So here's a clip of the piles. Feel free to pause the video, meditate, figure out which one is calling you. All right. Without further ado, let's start with pile 1. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. I feel like you are on the verge of true love. Maybe not quite there yet. If you're in a relationship, I don't think that one's true love. But let me not get in my head of myself. Let's dive in. All right, so we're going to pick 5 cards and then I'll break them down and tell you what they mean. More or less. All right, okay. So, first we have what you believe you want in a relationship. It says, farewell to the moon. I appreciate and enjoy the lunar light and cycles. Number 17. This could be the date of a future anniversary on the 17th. 7 and 1 comes down to 8. 8 is about spirituality, because I'm thinking of the 8th house, which is Scorpio energy. But it's also like 8s represent abundance. So I feel like what you really want from a relationship is, there's cycles of light and darkness and there's good and bad, but someone who will rock out with you, someone who will stick with you through thick and thin. It's making me think of wedding vows, where it's like you appreciate the light and you appreciate the cycles. Sometimes it's sickness, sometimes it's health, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I feel like you want to be married and I feel like you want that person to be there for you. And also with farewell to the moon is associated with secrets. So I feel like you want the relationship to be an open book. You don't want any secrets. You don't want any second guessing. I feel as though like if you were in a room, you would want to know that like your person's ex was in that room, not because they told you, but because you recognize them from stories of the past. Like there's something about an open book and like not hiding anything. So how you achieve this, we have dreams, vivid dreaming, dream messages, dream teaching. Number 23. 2 and 3 comes down to 5. 5 is all about change. So how you achieve this, I feel like we're going to have to clarify this energy, honestly, because dreams is vague, if we're being completely honest. But I feel like how you achieve this is like you keep this person in your dreams, have visions about them, have like, imagine you guys dating and dancing and experience life together. I feel like you could have been single for a while, or maybe you didn't date with this level of certainty or like seriousness, and to imagine yourself in that type of relationship is kind of like, I don't know, like far-fetched to you or hard to envision. So it's kind of like dream of you in this relationship. Dream that the partner you're looking for actually exists. And the more you kind of like visualize and you see for yourself what's capable, the easier it is to bring it into real life. And it's almost like, say you wanted to be a singer, say you wanted to be a millionaire, say you wanted to charge, $500 for your service. And it's almost like even questioning that, even thinking like that, sometimes, you feel taken aback, or like it's too good to be true, or like that's so out of reach, I shouldn't even think like that. And that's kind of the restrictions you place on a potential relationship, or like you can't even imagine that someone like this exists, and that is only like halting you from what you actually want. So you got to dream it into reality. You got to believe that there's a possibility that this could happen. I feel for some of you also, you have crushes on a celebrity and you're like, oh, Harry Styles will never recognize me. And it's kind of like, dream big, don't sell yourself short. Anything is possible type of energy. All right, let's keep going. Then with this third card right here, it says the best relationship at this time for you is to honor the masculine, is to respect men, embrace the masculine divine, which for me goes back to this energy of dreams. Cause like maybe the relationship you want hasn't been demonstrated in your real life. And you're like, there's not, the man I'm looking for doesn't exist. Like all I hear is, dudes ain't shit or men are trash or whatever the case may be. And it's like, you have to work on respecting men. You have to work on getting into a position where it's like, yeah, maybe you suck and maybe you're corny and all the boys who come from my school and my town are lame, but my future husband is going to be the baddest bitch on the block. I don't know about y'all, but my future husband is going to not have secrets with me, is going to feel vulnerable with me. We're going to express anything in our heart's desires. Like, honestly, I see you having friendships, and your friendships are in relationships that are mid, and you're like, I would never put myself in that position where I don't feel like I can trust this person. Like I have faith in our connection that it's going to go somewhere, And when you don't have real demonstrations, like real life examples of the possibility of how things can be, that's when you have to dream it into existence. That's when you're like, yeah, all y'all relationships trash. Yeah, sure, all the men lie to you, but to me, I'm not going to have that issue. Like me and my relationship is not going to be tainted by whatever the fuck y'all are going through. All right, but to be in this relationship, you mustn't compromise. We have conchomancy, number 32, which I feel like is funny because this is 23 and this is 32, so it's like a reflection of each other. This says seashell divination, wisdom of shells, and being right across from dreams. It's making me think, because dreams is how you achieve the connection, and this is what you must not compromise for the connection. So it's kind of like you have wisdom, right? First of all, with seashell divination and dreams, they go hand in hand. This is like your intuition coming to the forefront. So it's like, never diminish your intuition, never diminish your true wisdom, and always trust your gut, which means if you're in a relationship where you feel, this, I don't know what it is, but this ain't it. Or you have the wisdom to know when you feel like you're settling or when you feel like you deserve more. Whatever the case is, don't doubt yourself when in a connection. I feel like in friendships, this happens to you too, where you're like, oh, I think I look so great and amazing today. And then maybe someone tells you like, that's not the outfit for you. That's not the shade for you. Like, try again, And it's kind of like, what am I trying to say? And it's kind of like, you got to do what's best for you. Again, you see these relationships and you're like, I would never put myself through what my friends put themselves through. And it's like, keep that wisdom, keep that kind of like attention and self-respect that you have. But it's also giving me the impression, like, if you do have problems in your relationship coming, in the future, because again, with the light and cycles, there's ups, there's downs. It's kind of like, have the wisdom of your own intuition and follow how you feel in the connection, and don't necessarily chase the advice of people who've never been where you've been. Like, you said it yourself, you don't have many demonstrations of the love you're looking for. And the people who are willing to settle for any old thing and disguise it as love or label it as love is not necessarily the advice that you want to pick from. You know what I mean? So it's like, within the relationship, again, with dreams, it's like, you make sure you move in this connection the way you dream of it, not the way your friends tell you it's supposed to go. Don't tell them like, oh, I said this and my partner said this. What does that mean? Because a lot of your friends and a lot of society doesn't have the same dreams you have, doesn't have the same hope you have, doesn't have the same inspiration of a divine masculine. And I feel like you almost get choked up admitting what you want. And you're like, maybe you want a feminine masculine. Maybe you want a stay-at-home dad, while you do the work. And it doesn't have to be a man just because it says masculine energy. But I feel like you want someone to like dominate in the relationship, which is totally fine and okay. And maybe you have friends who are very dominant. So they're like, no, you can't give them control. You can't do that with this man, because then they're going to assume they can just run everything, or they can do this and that. And it's like, you respect men, right? You embrace the masculine divine. A divine being is someone who I feel like is balanced in their energy, has a sense of awareness, does their healing work, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And maybe again, that man isn't common or is harder to find, but they're definitely out there. And I also feel like you could be dating a foreign man. Like if you're someone who's from America, you would be dating someone who's not from America. And not because American men can't be divine. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying like someone who is raised in a different culture than you, or like a different upbringing, a different societal community, may have an easier chance of giving you what you want. What I also mean by that is like, it's very popular in America, at least in America. I mean, I haven't been out the country, so I can't really tell you. I can't compare it to other places. Just me personally, what I hear about in America and what I hear about from music is like, fuck bitches, who gives a fuck? They're all hoes, yada yada yada. And then of course the girls are saying, fuck the dudes ain't shit, the dudes will lie to your face. So it's kind of a lot of degrading disrespect, right? And if someone, again, it doesn't have to be this case. I'm sure there's great American men. My boyfriend is American and he's awesome. So like, it's there, it's possible, but it's just, I feel like it's easier maybe to find, like, I watch K-dramas. The whole episode, all 23 episodes is building up to a kiss, all right? And for someone who wants to take their time in intimacy, I'm looking at this like, oh my God, I fit right in with this genre. Because if you watch American shows, they be getting dick down first episode, you know? So it's a different vibe. So it's kind of like, even when you're dreaming up your person, if you can't imagine an American man, or if you can't imagine somebody within your culture, within your community, having and possessing the qualities that you desire, imagine them from somewhere else. Shit, imagine them from Saturn. Like, you know, whatever gets the job done. Yeah, so that was confirmation, that little text. Confirmation that you can dream whatever reality you want into being. And then lastly, we have Imrama, Wander Voyage, Crossing Deep Waters, Pilgrimage, Journey of the Soul. And this is number 45. And 4 and 5, which is 9. 9 is about completion. So you started from 8, and then the next consecutive number is 9. So it's kind of like, again, with this very soon energy, is like, it seems like a lot of steps in between, but it's really not a big leap from what you want and what you're gonna get. And the last card is the best possible person for you to have a relationship with. And funny enough, it says crossing deep waters, which goes back to that energy of them being foreign or living far away from you. A pilgrimage. Confirmation again, okay? You guys are at a distance. That's why you don't see this person in your realm, in your orbit. They're not near you right now. I feel like if you're watching this when I post it, which is around summertime, a lot of people take trips during the summer. So that's why with this very soon energy, something can surface easily. Wander Voyage, this could even be you going to a place you've always wanted to go to. And it's Journey of the Soul. It goes back to that energy of being a divine embodiment of masculinity, right? They would have had to went through the journey of the soul. They would have had to recognize the way they, you know, participate in toxic masculinity, and how they treat this is affected by the fact that their mom left. And, you know, they're just doing the work is the point. So this does say very soon. Let's see if, based on the time oracle, we can get any additional information. Can you clarify very soon for pile 1? We have today, okay? That's super exciting. If you have someone flirt with you in your bubble, if you have someone like, maybe, or they're kind of cute from across the pond, like, maybe I should give them my number or be bold, you know, get it done. If it did happen today and you're watching this like later, comment down below and let me know. I would love to know the tea. Also, they could be African, like, you know, who knows? That's a whole different continent, different country, different vibe. All right, give me a couple more options, right? Not everyone is going to be today. Clarify very soon for pile 1. Clarify very soon for pile 1. Okay. We have when you least expect it. And October. Okay, so I think that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching Pile 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Oh, did I miss it? Okay, pile 2. We have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. This makes me think you're already in a relationship. You guys picked this. I think this was like maybe Jasper. I honestly, don't quote me on this. I got it from a collection and I don't know. I got it from a collection and I don't know. Why does that sound so particular to me? I got it from a collection and I don't know. It makes me think of, were you adopted? Did you date brothers? This is so weird. I'm not judging anyone at all. This is just the energy that's coming out. But you know, let's tap in. So we are doing a true love reading. So let's just get into things, okay? That was so random. I don't know why I said that. A collection. I got it from a collection. Maybe you had a roster of people you dated and you circled back to someone. You just heard that confirmation who felt familiar. Like, of course they feel familiar. They're on your roster, but they felt more... but they felt more like homey or like someone you wanted to revisit. And you're like, oh, I mean, they were on the roster last October, but let me, you know, have them for the spring season too. Like, I don't know, but there's something. So I'm gonna get the 5 cards first and then we'll explain more details. All right. So for pile 2, ooh, don't tell me 5 cards just jumped in my lap. Dude. That's crazy. And I'm going to take them. Like, I wanted 5 cards and I got 5 cards. That's crazy. The magic be magicking, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. The cards have a tantrum often, which is what I call when they just like throw themselves like that. But the exact number I was looking for, I'm not saying this is the first time that ever happened, but like the magic is magicking. So anyway, the first card is what you believe you want in a relationship. We have Soul Cage, Rescue, Escape from Captivity, and Restriction, number 24. 2 and 4 comes down to 6. 6 is about doing the work. So I feel like when it comes to rescuing you, okay, first of all, when it comes to escaping from captivity and restriction, I feel like you grew up as a very sheltered kid or someone who had a super religious upbringing or like, you know, something that you wanted to run away from. It doesn't have to be any of those. You could have been like the middle child and the black sheep and you just felt like you never belong and you wanted to run away. You could be a neurodivergent and you felt like, you know, no one would ever understand you and you always just wanted someone to rescue you, someone to see your soul, someone to help you like release your authenticity. Maybe you masked all your life and you're like, oh, I just want someone to find me. This image is also making me think of Little Mermaid. You know, when Eric drowned for a quick second and she went over there and saved him and like brought him to land. And it's kind of like, that's what you want. You want someone to save you, like to bring you to dry land, to get you out of the waters of your mind. Like, also with escape from captivity and restriction, I feel as though you could be someone who's very structured. So like, again, I got that energy that you had a roster. So it's like, okay, I can only date Dave every other Tuesday, but I can't see any of the boys back to back because that will, you know, change the dynamic. And I'm not allowed to ask Mathis about his mom because then he thinks I like him more than I do. Like, you keep yourself restricted. There could even be things like you're like, okay, I'll do this, I'll get physical, but I won't get vulnerable. And you just want someone to rescue you from your pattern. For some of you, you just want to get broken out of your shell. Like maybe you've had the same haircut since you were 7 and you've done the same activities and you eat in the same meals and you're on the same cycle. And like, obviously the easy choice would be like, just make a different decision. But it's more than that. You want someone to inspire you to get out of your own way. And some of you don't even realize you're in your own way. And that's why you want someone to rescue you so that you can escape from what you didn't know. It's almost like Stockholm syndrome, right? You didn't know you were stuck until someone came in and showed you a different way. That sound excited, right? All right. So how you achieve this? Beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that. This is number one. One is all about new beginnings. This energy honestly brings me back to what I said. Where like you've had the same haircut since you were 7. You don't know how to branch out your style because you've just been so like restricted. You've just been held back from like a true level of expression. And it's saying that the way you get the relationship you want, where someone is rescuing you, is by feeling beautiful. Beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. Which makes me think of Pharrell, since that is his song. And Pharrell is ancient, but looks like a young child, right? And I feel like that's you. Your appearance gives ancient, all right? It gives dreary. It gives, I'm seeing like a long wool skirt and a tucked in button up and some glasses. And I'm not saying you ugly if you got glasses on. I wear glasses. I'm the baddest bitch on the block. But it's kind of like you have to ooze that energy of like beauty, of like I'm lovely and it would be an honor if you knew me. But it's not like an ego way. It's not like a bragging way. Especially society, they be putting pretty on a pedestal like it's something you have to do because they trying to make a profit. But in actuality, the beauty is how you achieve this. Feeling beautiful in your skin. Like, let your hair down, mamas. All right. Again, with that wool skirt and that tucked in, I'm seeing someone very, again, restricted, very uptight. And it's kind of like unwind. Let your hair down. Let your legs out. Do something that makes you feel good. Undo one of them buttons. Take that sweater off. We in the summer. Like, you understand? Because right now, I feel like even if someone approached you, you're like, who? Me? Don't you mean my older sister, Samantha? She's the pretty one. Oh, and it's making me think of Chloe. I know your sister turns everyone on, but you're the one I want. It's by Emblem 3, okay? Yeah, feel good, look good, all right? Look good, feel good. And don't let your beauty standards be anybody else's, okay? I's a skinny bitch, all right? I have small boobs. I have a small waist. I barely got a butt. Like, you know, being in a society where people be putting body yada yada on a pedestal, you know, having me, I'd be like, oh, I'm ugly. I don't look like what beauty looks like based on what people tell me beauty is supposed to look like. But it's kind of like, I just seen 26 on the time. It's kind of like, make you your own beauty standards. Like, okay, I don't have big boobs, but why can't I like small boobs, you know? And then I put myself in positions, I be asking questions, all right? I be asking sexual questions. I be asking all the questions. And I'll be like, oh, what is your preference when it comes to body types? Or what do you think about skinny people? Or this, that, you know? And talking to other dudes is how I realized not everyone's preference is big titties and fake asses. You know, some people like slim. Some people like boobs. My friend told me when I was 14, your boobs don't got to be big. They just got to be big enough to fit in the hand. Like, you just want a cup full, you know? So it's kind of like rewiring the way we consider beauty, especially our own beauty. All right, but let's keep going. The best possible relationship for you at this time, freedom. Number 7. 7 is about spiritual guidance, freedom, independence, self-determination. So the best possible relationship for you right now is a relationship with yourself, okay? It's not time to be in another's bubble because you're still working on your beauty in the sense where it's like, if your partner told you, damn, babe, you looking fine today, and you're in the position where you don't believe it to be true, now that's a whole nother can of worms. Like, you know, you got to be a little bit... You got to be a little bit grounded in yourself, in your identity before you get in a relationship if you want that relationship to be healthy. I truly believe that. Some people be like, oh, you don't got to heal. You don't got to be healthy. You could be in a relationship and your boyfriend will tell you that they love you and that you're beautiful, and then they'll convince you and then you'll believe it. Maybe, but there's a chance that they tell you and you think that they're lying because you yourself don't see the beauty within yourself. So right now is to be uninhibited. I mean, you can't be uninhabited. Nobody can live inside of you. I mean, they could, but we did not pick the children card. Okay, let's focus. Uninhibited free, independent. You can't have nobody tying you down right now because you're still exploring your own restrictions, right? Because when the person comes along, you want to have a little bit of foundation within yourself, right? Because if they come along and they fill you up with all these compliments and beauty and all of this stuff, and they save you from yourself, if they leave, not saying you're breaking up, but like if they leave, you're left back where you started, where you're just kind of flailing and you don't know. So you need to have a little base. The best possible relationship for you right now is freedom. Freedom from your restrictions, all right? Freedom from other people. So what you mustn't compromise for the relationship. You can't compromise honoring men. It says honor the masculine, number 10, which comes down to 1. 1 is about new beginnings. It says respecting men, embracing the masculine divine. So you can't compromise respect for the relationship. Huh? That's confusing. Can we get a clarification? Because what you mean they can't compromise men? We have spy. Someone got their eye on you. You are doing your research. Oh, that's where these romantic feelings is coming into play. So you can't compromise your crush. You can't compromise this masculine person. So I feel like you can't compromise this for a relationship. How do I... The energy that came out is like there's someone that likes you. You could know that they like you. I'm not saying they're trying to pressure you into a relationship, but they're definitely kind of hopefully waiting for you to give them the go-ahead is what's coming through. Mustn't compromise. I feel like people think they have to put others down in order to build themselves up, right? So if you have these beauty standards in your head, ones that you can't achieve, you might blame guys like, oh, it's your fault because you guys say that and you treat women this way and you do this and you do that. And it's kind of like, the society of men, the stereotype of men is not men. So you can't judge people on how people judge the community you come from, if that makes sense. But it's also coming like you can't compromise masculinity in the sense masculine energy is the provider, is the leader, is the protector. And it's kind of like those are all qualities in a relationship that's going to be there regardless. Like someone is going to be in charge. I'm not saying there's not equality. I'm not saying the leadership roles changed. You know, the dynamic of each person's relationship is their own business. But it's kind of like if there's something you want to take the lead on or take the lead about or put your foot down in a certain situation, it's kind of like, don't compromise your authority. Don't compromise your strength or your true direction for a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you know where you want it to go and you're like, I'm dating to marry, or again, because you're used to these things, you know, every other Tuesday I call this person or I do this or I move this way. If you're someone who's like, every other Tuesday I need alone time, I need solitude, I need freedom, right? That's something you can't compromise on because those are things that are required of you. Like, when dudes are in a relationship, you know, they're used to like running the show. So I see a lot of relationships where it's like, whatever they say, y'all gotta do. Whatever they say, y'all gotta do. Now do. All right. Yeah, so best come in. Okay, no, let me focus. Yeah. There's certain things you want, you need, and those can't be compromised. Own your masculine energy, where it's like, I need this when I need this, and that's what we're going to do. There's this feminine energy to like bow down to your masculine partner, and what they say goes. And that's not the case. And the best possible person to be in a relationship with, all right, we have number 17, which is, number 37, which comes down to 10. 10 is all about 1. So we have 10, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1. Ones are about new beginnings, all right? Best possible relationship for you right now. We have visions, psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, out-of-body travel. The best possible relationship for you right now is to follow your intuition. To follow the psychic callings, all right? Out-of-body travel for me is you rescuing yourself from restriction. You're coming out of body. You're doing things you wouldn't normally do, right? And then with someone's got their eye on you, doing your research, spy, this is also kind of like doing your research on your body type, on your beauty, on what you want out of relationships. Maybe you're typing in, what's my love language? Like, it's a lot of internal work right now. And I also feel, again, like, we're not going to deny this romantic feeling energy. I feel like there is a crush about to surface, or someone you might have a crush on, and you know in your heart, like, you're not ready to pursue a relationship. And it's because these are the steps that are required prior to that. But I'm going to leave it right there. Let's tap in and see with the Time Oracle card if we can see when these romantic feelings will surface or be revealed or something along those lines. So romantic feelings for pile 2, when are those surfacing or being revealed? I'm going to get 3 cards, by the way. Oh, we got 4 cards. You know what? I will not take the one that fell off the table. It said at night, but it also fell on the ground. So it just, it didn't fit the theme of things. That's why I don't want it. And I do that often. If a card doesn't resonate, I don't care what it says. I don't care if it applies to the situation. I'm not taking it. Okay. So first we have, it's worth waiting for. This honestly gives me the romantic feelings energy, because it says your feelings are real and worth exploring, which means the feelings are already present. And you kind of feel maybe because you have to take the time to do these things, maybe they won't crush on you anymore. They don't like you anymore. If they like you when you are what did I heard? A wound bound cuckoo clock? Okay. They're gonna love you so much more when they realize you can pop out. You know how the cuckoo be like, so they just thought you was a regular clock. And then they see you pop off, and it's like, wow, you have something more to give. So it's kind of like you are a Russian doll, where it's like, oh, the more layers the more layers you scrape out, it's like there's more magic to be found. It's making me even think of a gobstopper. You like, the outside is lemon, and then you keep eating it and it turns to orange, and you keep eating it and it's grape or cherry or whatever. Like, there's always something to be unveiled. So that's kind of like you. Like, this person thought you was cute with your little librarian wallflower look. Then you let your hair down and they think you're the baddest bitch on a block. You incorporate some crop tops, like, whatever the case may be. You dye your hair red, who knows? But like, they still feeling you. So don't worry about that. And also, what mustn't you compromise for the relationship? The relationship right now is the relationship with yourself. So what you can't compromise is the masculine. Don't choose the masculine over choosing yourself. Because again, they will wait for you. And if they won't wait for you to develop, they're not the one for you. This is making me think of ill. I hate that this vision just came to mind, but this is making me think of like Demi Lovato and Wilmer Valderrama, where she was like 17 and he was 29, and it's like, bruh, you couldn't wait. She wasn't worth the wait. First of all, don't have a crush on me at 17 and wait till I turn 21, because that's already weird. That's weird as fuck. But it's just the example of the depiction where it's like, these feelings can wait. All right. The way you feel about yourself is more prominent. Then we have when you let go. Exactly. These feelings will come when you let go of these restrictions. And then we also have January. So by the beginning of next year, start out fresh. So just use the rest of this year really to concentrate on expanding yourself, on freeing yourself from the restrictions that you've dealt with for so long. But this is what I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, toodaloo. Oh, did I miss it? All right, pile 3 with the citrine. Okay, we have children here. It says your love life is being affected by children. I just seen 39, 33 on the time. There are so many energies coming off this child card. I'll just give you a quick rundown, but that doesn't mean that any of these actually apply to the reading. Children, your love life could be affected by childhood trauma. You could have children, what makes it hard for you to date. You could still consider yourself a child. That means maybe you're a virgin or you don't have as much experience in relationship or the dating game. You could... I'm not going to sit here with hypotheses and like possibilities. Let's just dive into the things that we are looking for. So I'm going to get 5 cards and then I'll break it down for you. All right, pile 3. We give me 1, pile 3, 2, 3, pile 3, 4. I'm sorry. I just seen a card that like is one of my favorite cards in the deck, and I got excited. I didn't mean to scream in your ear. Okay, to be fair, I haven't done pile 4 yet, so I don't know if you are the best, but based on the little cards that like peekabooed out pile 3, you may just be the best. I just seen 41:11 on the time. Let's get into things. All right, so what you believe you want in a relationship is sisterhood, right? We have number 41. Didn't I just say I seen 41:11? Anyway, number 41, 4 and 1 comes down to 5. 5 is all about change, transitions, and such. With sisterhood, we have friendship, allies, compatible souls, loyalty, joy, delight. Honestly, as soon as I see a sisterhood, I thought lesbians. And then we have allies right here shouting queer. All right, hello. We are in June. Shout out. Pride to all. I am a queer peer, okay? If you're not gay, I mean, you're boring, but we can't all be awesome. No, let me stop. But that's the energy that's coming through. You want someone that's compatible, that's like joyful with you. I feel like you want this witty banter and this back and forth energy. And you don't have to be in a gay relationship, all right? You don't have to be in a same-sex relationship or anything like that. But it's kind of like you really want to be friends with this person. You almost want to like marry your best friend. It doesn't even have to be marriage. You want to date your best friend. Some of you could want to be in a throuple or like, you know, a 3 situation scenario. Honestly, I feel like it's 2 main couples and like someone you might bring in occasionally. Because look at them. They barely fit. They barely squeeze it in right there. Yeah. So what you believe you want in a relationship is maybe you want a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or you just want to date your best friend. So how you achieve this, we have energy field adjustment, aura cleansing, and health. Number 6. 6 is all about doing work, making plans. Honestly, as soon as I saw health, I thought like STDs. You know, you got a lot of people to keep track of. 3 people. Just make sure everyone's health is up to date. Everyone's stamina is where it's supposed to be. That kind of thing. Energy field adjustment though is making me think you have to branch out. I feel like if you do want a gay relationship, maybe people don't know you're gay yet. Or if you do want a throuple or like open relationship energy, you can't hang out with like closed-minded straight people. I feel like the energy you want is not the energy you hang out with, which is totally okay. But how do you expect to meet the energy you want if that's not the energy you're in? Like, it's making me think of, say you wanted someone who reads more in your life, because one, you like to read, but you also want to be inspired to read more, but all of your friends don't read. So it's kind of like, how are you going to find that person if you don't branch out? You have to join a book club. You have to go to a bookstore and talk to the random person at the store and be like, hey, I like that book. Let's hang out. You know, there's things that need to be adjusted. So I feel like in terms of welcoming in a queer relationship, welcoming in a throuple, or even welcoming in best friend energy, you can't be someone reserved. You can't be someone that doesn't make friends, but then you want to date your best friend. Like, how would that work? Some of you could have even had a best friend since you were a child, and you want to take it to the next level. You literally want to date your best friend, not figuratively. Like when I met my boyfriend, I didn't know he would become my best friend. I didn't know we were so compatible and so much of a reflection of each other. And even though I'm non-binary and he's a man, okay, we still have that like sisterhood, that bond of like, I've known you forever. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I am someone who doesn't really like to talk to others, doesn't like to associate with people too much. Okay, I'm an Aquarius. I like to be in my own little bubble. I like people from a distance, but I had to adjust my energy field. I actually met him at a music class that I wanted to take because I was I'm super musical, spiritual, musical, unusual. All right, that's me right here. So I had to kind of cleanse my ideas of what I want and like get out of my own way. And that's kind of what you have to do. You could have a crush on a Pisces. That's definitely popping up. Shout out to all water signs, okay? Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Even though Capricorn is none of those things, that's an earth sign. Capricorn did want to come out, so shout out to my Capricorns. So the best possible relationship for you at this time, we have the mirror. That's so funny because I said that my boyfriend is a reflection of myself, and that's that sisterhood energy where you want someone to reflect you. So it says the mirror, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are. Honestly, this goes back to the gay energy for me. Come out the closet. Okay. First of all, with mirror right here, I feel as though you, are a reflection of your people. Okay. So I feel like a lot of people already know. With seeing who you really are, I just finished watching Medea's Homecoming, I think, and the son was graduating college and he worked up all this courage to tell his family he was gay, and his family was like, sweetie, we already knew. We was waiting for you to say something, So he spent all this time with uncomfortability when it's like his family already accepted him, already loved him, already could see who he really is. So it's kind of like, know yourself. Know who you are. Know what you want. Know what you want in a relationship. And if you don't know, allow yourself to explore and figure it out. By cleansing your energy, if someone's like, ew, that's gay as fuck, why would you want to do that? Ew, a throuple, we should definitely be in monogamous relationships. You don't need that type of negativity in your life. Hello, you are a human being for the first time on this life. If you want to experiment and explore, you do that shit. And make sure you write it down in your journal, or you make a little podcast or a video so that other people can know that this is a reality. This is a version of life. This is an avenue that people walk down, All right. What you mustn't compromise for the relationship is falling in love. That's why I got hype. Number 20. 2 is all about balance, right? So it says falling in love, kissing the divine in another or in yourself. And it says what you mustn't compromise for the relationship is falling in love. What does that make me think? I'm definitely going to need a clarifier because, not that I don't understand, it's really jumping out to me like, don't date to date. I feel like in relationships, especially when you're first coming out as gay, people are like, oh, you're a baby gay. You're just exploring. You're just experimenting. I don't want to be anybody's first because I don't want to, I don't just want to be with the uncertainty and the unsureness and blah, 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 right? But I feel like your goal, again, you're trying to date your best friend type of energy. You don't want to compromise falling in love in the sense where it's like, don't date to date. Don't date to get notches under your belt. Don't date for the experience. Date because you can see yourself growing with that person, right? Again, I feel like I've been talking about me a lot, but hello, I'm non-binary, I'm queer. We are a reflection of each other. There's a similarity I feel here. And if you're not queer, there's just this similarity. I still feel with you. I really do. And it's kind of like, I was a 30-year-old virgin, all right? I lost my virginity to my boyfriend. I was always moving with the confirmation. Hello? And there goes my boyfriend on the phone calling, all right? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. 30-year-old virgin, lost it to my boyfriend, had no experience. He was my first real adult relationship. And I say that because I didn't want to compromise falling in love. In my head, I always wanted to date to marry, date for something long term. Want to date someone who feels like I fit with them. Like, I don't have to hide any parts of myself. My boyfriend knows I'm non-binary. My boyfriend knows I'm queer. He knows I'm autistic. He knows all the things he needs to know about me. And I wasn't compromising my idea of true love for that. So I feel like same thing with you. You can't compromise your true intentions, which is feeling this type of reciprocity within the people you truly care for, like within a certain level of intimacy. If you're not feeling like loyal to the connection, if you're not delighted by their attention, if you're not feeling joyful in what it is, don't stay with them just for the experience, okay? Because you are looking for love. Compromise falling in love. Clarify falling in love. Exactly. Patience. Just a few more months. Good things come to those who wait. Yeah, there's no rush for experience. I don't care how old you are, right? I come from a city, a town, a community, a neighborhood where everybody and their mom are pregnant teenagers. My mom was a pregnant teenager. Granted, she was like 17, 18, so like it's a little bit different, but still, that was the vibe. So I was always like, I don't want to be them. I will wait as long as it takes. All right? It took me 30 years, but it was worth the wait. And me and my boyfriend are about to make a year next month. So, check us out. Lastly, the best possible relationship for you at this time, we have the present. Gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. Yeah, it's kind of like in this present moment, recognize your own value. Like, you're not less than if you're gay, all right? If anything, you're more. In my eyes, you're more. I'm trying to be friends with you first. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of like you hold the key to all that you want to unlock, all these secrets, all these like parts of yourself that you hide away or you only examine in secret. Like, now is the time for you to unleash who you are. Now is the time to show people what a treasure you are. And as far as children goes, this does tie in for childhood trauma for me. There's a reason you don't feel safe enough to share this parts of you with other people. And it probably stemmed from, your parents and whatever the fuck. And you also compromised yourself. You compromised loving yourself so that you can fit in with your family or you could fit in with your people. And we're not allowing that anymore because look at the light that's coming through. And look at the light that's coming through. This light comes because you adjusted your energy. And if your parents don't understand that you're gay, and if your fucking friends don't understand, they're not your fucking friends. If your family don't understand, in my book, friends are the family you choose. Find new family. Fuck them family. I hate that. But anyway, and if you need a queer peer, hit me up and let me know, okay? My Instagram is the same as my YouTube, and DM me and I will be your queer peer, period. Anyway, before we're done, can we get a little bit of timing as far as overcoming this childhood trauma, allowing yourself to reveal your true essence, that type of thing? What do we have? We have August, so by the end of the summer, we are in Pride Month. Maybe you go to a Pride parade and you are inspired to slowly start revealing your true self. But I feel like by the end of summer, okay, you're definitely going to be in a different position than you are right now. We also have June, which is right now. June to August, that's summer, baby. Summer is your time to glow up. Summer is your time to get outside and find your people. And we also have you're wasting your time. You are wasting your time on people who don't understand you. You have been shunned. You have been silenced. You have been secretive for so long for the betterment of other people. Fuck them people, because we're trying to fall in love. And people can't fall in love with us if we're not being authentic, because then they're going to fall in love with our mask. You know? So, Pile 3, I have so much faith in you, and the love that's waiting for you is so much more magical than anything you've ever experienced before. So this is what I have for you. Until next time, bye! Oh, did I miss it? Hello, Pile 4. Last but not least, we have let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. In terms of true love, baby, I honestly have so many things. Who knows if they apply? I could just tell you what popped up in my mind. You give me the person with the list. The type A list, okay? You're like, oh, but we've already been dating for 2 years, so if we're not married by the 3rd year, statistically, we're gonna divorce. And 2.5 kids, white picket fence, like, I'm not trying to make fun of you, Virgo. You don't have to be a Virgo. It just really gives Virgo energy, okay? Earth sign energy, giving critical, trying to be prepared, trying to guess, the outcome. And it's just like, let it do what it do. Some people like you, but you just be holding the reins too hard. And it's like, baby, chill. You can only watch some of these tarot readings, all right? Just chill. But let's hop in. Let me shuffle first. So I'm gonna get the 5 cards, and then I'll explain to you what they mean. All right? Pile 4. Pile 4. Oh, this also came out for a different pile. Pile 4. Oh my goodness. Both of these cards came out in the same exact way, but I can't remember which pile. Okay, now we're getting into some different energy. Pile 4. Okay. This is what we got. Let's tap in. So, many things are different for pile 4. For everyone's card, I put it over here. I almost wanted to put yours over here, but I was like, let me just keep the formality that I had intended. And that's kind of like you. Some people make you want to break off away from your list or break away from your structured routine, and you're still like, no. I can't let go of the control issues. Let me just, fall back. These 2 cards came out in exactly this same way for pile 2. I believe it was for pile 2. So if you were also drawn to pile 2, something about even numbers. Even numbers are balanced, again, it goes back to control. I really can't explain it. But if you were drawn to pile 2, feel free to watch, whichever your flavor, all right? So first, we have what you believe you want. 2 and 4 is 6. 6 is the 6th house is Virgo energy. Okay, so I was right. But anyway, 6 is about doing the work, right? Doing the hard work, getting to the nitty-gritty of the things. So it's kind of like in a relationship, you actually think that you want someone to take you away from this restriction, someone to help you let go of the control issues. I also hear Artemxs. You think I have these control issues for no reason? No, I can't rely on other people to get the job done. I can't rely on other people to calculate traffic in the trip, or how long it's going to take us to walk to the car or find parking. I can't give the reins over because I can't trust people to see the outcome how I see it, right? That's the excuse you say. But what you believe you want is actually for someone to rescue from this energy. If you are an earth sign, right, it's really giving me like, you don't have to be an earth sign, okay? That was just the energy that was coming through, but earth signs are very grounded. So you would want someone that's watery, right? Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, get you out of your head, get you more into your feelings, help you go with the flow. That's really what's coming out for me. You believe in a relationship, you want someone to rescue you from it has to be this way. It can't be any other way. I don't see any other outcome, right? And you need someone that sees that outcome, that vision that you can't perceive yet. But it's also, you want someone that you can trust to get it done so that you don't have to. Like, you want someone to rescue you from this chokehold. It's making me think of Cupid's Chokehold. I can't actually think of the lyrics, but I think that's a song by Travis Barker. Yeah, anyway. Oh yeah. How to achieve this? Okay, we have beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. Number 1. 1 is about new beginnings. When it came to pile 2, I felt like it legit meant beauty. But for you, I feel it's kind of like you need to demonstrate like the beauty of routines, the beauty of a schedule, right? It makes me think of when we were in school and we would have to debate whether you do want uniforms or you don't want uniforms. Like, you're the rule person, you're the stickler. So you're like, yeah, I think uniforms would be great. Think about it. You could just wake up and go. You don't even have to worry about what you're going to wear. Or like, if the teacher's like, oh, if you guys all read your books, you get a pizza party, or like you get a surprise, something like that. And you're in the front of the class like, guys, come on, let's read the books. Think about what we're going to earn. We're going to get a pizza party. And then we can brag to the other kids how our teacher is the best. Like, you got to find the beauty in the crazy. And I'm not saying control issues are crazy, because some people need that kind of order. Like, if you got ADHD, bruh, to have someone that's controlling your schedule, like, you're supposed to be here. Remember, you said this. Don't forget about your 2:00 appointment. Like, that's very necessary and needed for the right audience, right? So beauty, grace, loveliness, integrity of form and spirit. I feel like you got to see the beauty not only in your routines when you're like trying to persuade other people that you're not like crazy. But also you need to find the beauty in unfolding from your restrictions, the beauty of going with the flow, the beauty of not overthinking beforehand, the beauty of just, I had an idea and I went with it without planning any execution. Like, I get it. All right. I'm neurodivergent. I'm not going nowhere if I didn't look it up, make sure it's open. I might even call them to make sure the place is open. I might look pictures up of what the place looks like so I know what to expect. I'll look at the menu beforehand. Like, you know, there are things that needs to occur for me to be sane in my journey. So I get it. But there's also a beauty of just, you know, we don't have to be home at 4 o'clock. Let's just take this walk and see where it takes us and explore other locations. I feel like a lot of this control issues come from a need to be safe, but if you are in the right dynamic or if you are around the right people, safety can be achieved in another way, right? So it's kind of like find the beauty in humanity. Humans aren't perfect. Humans aren't structured. That's robot energy. And, you know, like just figure out the loveliness of the experience of the moment, you know? All right. So then we have the best possible relationship for you at this time. We have number 5. 5 is about change. We have Song of the Siren, the call summoning voice to acknowledge. So the best relationship for you right now is to acknowledge where you may fall short, right? To acknowledge where you might be restricting yourself, where you might be holding yourself back. And also the best possible relationship for you right now with voice, it's kind of like of using your voice. Like, instead of just telling people you need to be here at this time at 3 o'clock, you need to show up for this. It's kind of like explain with your voice why you feel this way, why you can't operate in this way. So it's even like with beauty and loveliness, it's like, fine, again, the loveliness in your crazy. I don't mean to call you crazy, okay? Control issues doesn't necessarily mean you crazy. That's just a word that you might have often heard. That could even be a word that's triggering for you, which is why I'm saying it. The more you say it, the more it loses power over you, you know? So it's kind of like, acknowledge that you operate in this direction. You could even be autistic for real, like me. ADHD, like me, okay? Neurodivergence, rise up. Comment in the, down below. Let me know you're here. But anyway, it's like finding the beauty in your disability, whatever that may look like. Also with voice and song, maybe you want to sing. Maybe you're restricting your voice and you have to find the beauty that, yeah, your voice don't sound like Cynthia or Revo, but that doesn't mean you don't have skills. I also think you should follow more neurodivergent people or meticulous people on Instagram or something like that, demonstrations of it. Because when you come into contact with like free-spirited people and they see how you move, they call you crazy. But when you're around other autistic people and they see how you move, they call it thankful. They call it familiar because they move like that too, so there's something about something. There's something about like, I'm not trying to be annoying and I'm not trying to be in control. I need these things, these steps in place to make me feel safe, like whatever it is. Either you're acknowledging your needs to other people or to yourself. But either way, you're like, don't be on like, for this fucking mental disability that's holding me back and instead you're like, oh my God, the beauty of my disability is that my heart is just so big. Like, my capacity to care for other people is unmatched. The way I only produce the truth while other people lie is so efficient. Like, I don't know, something like that. But what you mustn't compromise for the relationship is your authenticity. We have number 25. 2 and 5 is 7. 7 is about spiritual guidance. So it's like the way intuitively you're pulled in certain ways, right? Because that's your authenticity. That's just how you are written. That's how you are hardwired. And you can't compromise certain things. Like, say you're autistic. You can't compromise the fact that you crying about something that maybe to them wasn't that big a deal, but to you, it broke your heart. Don't be in the bathroom hiding, crying about it, right? Acknowledge it. Voice it. Like, this is you. This is you. Don't apologize. Own it. And the best possible person for you to be in a relationship with, we have number 14. 4 and 1 is 5. 5, again, is about change. Water flight. Heaviness lifts. Burdens are cast away. Weightlessness, right? So down here, you wanted to escape from captivity and restriction. And then here, the burdens are cast away because you're weightless. So whatever was bringing you down, like drowning, you know, like gasping for air, you're light now. So the best possible relationship for you at this time is whatever makes you feel lighthearted. Does it make you feel like a burden? Oh, my disability is a burden. The way I move is a burden. Whatever, you know, if people feel like it's a burden, then it's not the relationship for you. And anyway, that's what I have for you. Let me see time-wise. Letting go of control issues. How soon? Okay, we have the time oracle cards. When can this occur? Letting go of control issues. When is this occurring? We have spring. So it could have just happened. We have it's not the right time. And we have May. So I feel like this could be spring and May of next year. If you watch this when I post it, we are in summer right now, June. Oh, technically, I don't think summer starts to the 21st. So we're still in spring. So they could be, you know, right in these moments. But also with it's not the right time, because this is a true love reading. I feel like in terms of relationships with someone else outside of yourself, it's not the right time, right? But with spring, I feel like you've recently decided to spring into action, to claim your authenticity, to like tell people, I there's this thing, I have this thing, and this is how I operate, and this is how I move. I want you to acknowledge what I'm telling you. Like, when I did start dating my boyfriend, I did tell him I was non-binary. I told him I was queer. I told him it was pan, all of those things. But I didn't really mention that I was neurodivergent. It wasn't a secret. It was something I'm still, you know, I'm self-diagnosed, so I'm still trying to get through. But when we have certain discussions or like disagreements or something, and I'm crying my eyes out, like, that's something you can't hide. That's something you have to let someone else be included in. Also, I just seen 11111 on the time. But also with lack of control issues, again, I'm autistic. I'm someone who's very meticulous about time. I don't want you to be late. If you say you was going to be there at this time, you best be there at that time. But dating my boyfriend who has ADHD and is not the best on time and wasn't really raised around time, I kind of had to let that go and, like, you know, not be burdened by things that, yeah, being told to be ready at one time and not being there is so fucking annoying. But it's not the end of the world. And that's kind of like what you're figuring out. What is and what isn't the end of the world? What can you be rescued from? And what is like intrinsically you? And trying to figure that out. And obviously, sometimes you want to pinpoint when, oh, that's autism, or that's depression, or that's childhood trauma. It's still you. And I know that's hard to say or hard to hear, because I used to be the same way. I'm like, this isn't me. This is my autism acting out. Or this is autistic moments or an autistic meltdown. But at the end of the day, I'm the one with autism, so it's a me thing. Yeah, so this is what I have for you. I didn't pull this for anybody else, but I do want to pull this for you, which is basically just like advice about your circumstances. Advice for pile 4, because you guys are different. Remember, I told you I wanted you to be over there, but then you decided to be here, and it's just a different vibe for you. So we have true strength is resilience. I choose flow over force, which can't be any more accurate if you ask me. So this is what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.